Mr. President, today's tax day, and I think it's probably fair to say it's not most Americans' favorite day. No one enjoys writing a check to the IRS or contemplating just how much of his or her yearly earnings goes to the federal government, especially when the federal government doesn't always make the best use of taxpayer dollars. And if you have a question for the IRS, things can get even more grim. The IRS does not exactly have a reputation for excellent customer service. During fiscal year 2021, the agency answered just 11% of the 282 million calls it received. 11%. That means that 250 million taxpayer calls went unanswered. 250 million. And 2022 was barely better. During fiscal year 2022, 87% of taxpayer calls, 87%, went unanswered. Any business with a customer service record like that would soon be out of business. And that's not even the worst of it. On top of its customer service problems, the IRS has a troubling record of mishandling taxpayer data. Everyone remembers the infamous targeting of conservative groups for extra scrutiny under the Obama IRS. Then there was the 2021 leak or hack of confidential taxpayer information that ended up in the hands of the left-leaning organization ProPublica and was used to advance a partisan agenda. And last September, the IRS reported that it had inadvertently posted confidential taxpayer data for around 120,000 individuals on its website. Then, after fixing its mistake, the IRS inadvertently made much of that same information public again, just 2 months later. It's no surprise that interacting with the IRS doesn't exactly inspire confidence. Mr. President, given the IRS's record, you would think that everyone could agree that the agency is ripe for reform. Democrats, however, apparently thought the agency was simply ripe for more funding. A lot more funding. Funding targeted not toward reforming taxpayer services, but overwhelmingly toward increasing tax enforcement. The so-called Inflation Reduction Act Democrats passed last August contained a staggering $80 billion for the IRS. Just 4% of that funding.
He did it, friends. President Biden has officially signed a new executive order into law. The White House has confirmed that this plan will help millions of low-income households with children and seniors. My dearest friends, can you please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video? Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Today, President Biden signed an executive order that issues more than 50 directives across nearly every cabinet-level agency in an effort to expand access to long-term care and child care. President Biden called the executive order the most comprehensive set of actions any administration has taken to date to increase access to high-quality child care and long-term care and support for the caregivers. The U.S. President said the order does not require any new spending and that will ensure taxpayers will get the best value for the investments they've already made. But the directives would be funded out of existing commitments, possibly including last year's laws, financing infrastructure projects, and building computer chip plants. That likely means their impact would be limited to some extent. The Democratic president was far more ambitious in 2021 by calling to provide more than $425 billion to expand child care, improve its affordability, and boost wages for caregivers. Today, Biden has called for more money towards the care economy in his 2024 budget plan, drawing a sharp line with Republicans who are seeking limits on spending. Susan Rice, director of the White House Domestic Policy Council, told reporters that the executive order shows that Biden is not waiting on Congress to act. A large growing demand for care services is going largely unfilled, preventing many parents from entering the workforce. As a result, the United States is projected to lose about $290 billion annually in gross domestic product beyond the year 2030 if action is not taken. The cost of childcare has soared more than 26% over the past decade and more than 200% over the past 30 years. The cost of home caregiving for seniors has also gone up 40% in the last 10 years. President Biden is directing the Department of Health and Human Services to consider actions to reduce or eliminate families' co-payments for childcare. The order also directs the Department of Veterans Affairs to improve access to home-based care for veterans who need at-home support for their daily activities. In addition, the order directs the federal government to conduct a review of childcare subsidy policies and consider setting standards for when and how federal agencies should provide childcare subsidies to federal employees. Also, the Department of Health and Human Services will create new rules to make Medicaid payments for home care services more transparent and ensure a greater share of Medicaid funding reaches home-based workers. Now, Republican Representative Chip Roy says he'll be pushing House Republicans to unwind parts of the Inflation Reduction Act as part of a deal that would raise the debt ceiling and cut federal spending. Chip Roy, a House Freedom Caucus member who has been a central figure in the negotiations, told Fox News Digital he wants Republicans to strip Green New Deal-type subsidies from President Biden's flagship Inflation Reduction Act that passed in the last Congress. But White House spokesperson Andrew Bates spoke against the proposal in a recent statement. He said that by targeting the Inflation Reduction Act, Republicans are threatening to hold Americans' jobs and retirement savings hostage by engaging in the dangerous brinkmanship. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has already announced in a speech that House Republicans will take a vote that raises the debt ceiling for 1 year, while also capping federal spending at the fiscal year 2022 levels. Experts say the United States has until this summer to come up with a plan to address the debt limit before it's at risk of being unable to borrow more money to pay the bills. Speaker McCarthy added, the bill would limit subsequent spending increases to just 1% per year over a decade. Chip Roy said he agreed with the overall tone and baseline of Kevin McCarthy's comments, but said the American people don't want to see cuts in the 9th year. They want to see real cuts in the first year to wasteful spending. Well, my marvelous and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for joining me here every single day. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My dearest friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.